Have you ever found yourself standing at a crossroads, staring at a life that isn't turning out the way you planned? Everything feels off course, as if you've lost your way. Your dreams seem distant, and the struggles seem endless. You might even wonder, why is this happening to me? Today, I want to share a story with you. A story about a man named Yusuf, whose life didn't go as planned, yet he found peace in the most unexpected way. A story about struggles, faith, and the power of gratitude. If you've ever felt lost, overwhelmed, or disheartened by life's challenges, this story is for you. Yusuf was a man who had everything figured out, or so he thought. He was a young, ambitious individual with big dreams and even bigger plans. He envisioned a successful career, a peaceful home, and a life filled with happiness. Every morning, he would wake up early, recite his dua, pray his fajr, and begin his day with determination. He had a roadmap, a clear vision of what he wanted to achieve. But as time passed, things didn't go as he expected. Despite his hard work, his job wasn't progressing the way he had hoped. He faced unexpected financial troubles that made his dreams seem unreachable. His relationships grew strained, and the joy he once felt seemed to slip away, replaced by frustration and a deep sense of despair. One evening, Yusuf sat alone in his room, gazing out the window, wondering what had gone wrong. His plans were falling apart, and nothing seemed to be working out. He remembered how he used to feel so hopeful, so confident, but now, doubt and disappointment clouded his mind. As he sat in silence, he heard a soft knock on the door. It was his mother. She had always been a source of comfort for him, a person who could lift his spirits even in the darkest of times. "Yusuf, I've been thinking about you," she said gently. "You've been so distant lately. What's going on?" Yusuf didn't know where to start. The frustration had built up inside him, and he found it hard to articulate what he was feeling. But he knew he couldn't keep pretending everything was fine. "I don't understand, Mom," he began, his voice shaky. "I worked so hard. I prayed. I did everything I thought was right, and yet, my life is falling apart. It's as if I'm not meant to have any of the things I dreamt about." His mother listened quietly, her face calm but her eyes filled with understanding. She sat beside him, placing a gentle hand on his shoulder. "My dear Yusuf," she said softly, "life isn't always what we plan it to be. But remember this, our plans are never the best plans. The best plan is the one that Allah has for us. His plan is always greater than anything we can imagine." Yusuf looked at her, confused. "But I don't understand. Why does it have to be so hard? Why can't things just go the way I want them to?" His mother smiled, though her expression was one of quiet sadness. "Let me tell you a story," she said. "A story from the time of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. In the early days of Islam, there was a man named Usman ibn Affan. He was a wealthy and respected individual, but his life was not free of trials. One of the most painful moments in Usman's life came when he was faced with a personal tragedy. His beloved wife passed away. Usman was devastated. This was a blow he never expected, and for a moment, he questioned why such hardship had to befall him. But despite his sorrow, Usman found peace in his faith. He remembered the words of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, who had said, "When a believer faces hardship, Allah purifies their soul, just as gold is purified in fire." Usman didn't give in to despair. Instead, he turned to Allah for solace and found comfort in the knowledge that his pain had a higher purpose. "Yusuf," his mother continued, "the story of Usman teaches us that trials are not punishments. They are opportunities to grow, to strengthen our connection with Allah, and to find deeper contentment. Sometimes, life doesn't go the way we want because Allah knows what's best for us." Yusuf sat in silence, reflecting on his mother's words. Could it be true? Was his suffering a way to grow, to become better? He had always believed that happiness came from achieving his goals, but maybe there was something more to life than just success and material gain. As the days passed, Yusuf began to change his perspective. He stopped focusing solely on his unmet expectations and started appreciating the blessings he had. He had a family who loved him, a roof over his head, and the gift of faith. Even though his dreams seemed out of reach, he realized that the things he took for granted were worth more than anything he could have ever planned for. One day, as Yusuf was walking through the park, he saw a man sitting on a bench, looking lost in thought. The man appeared to be in his late 50s, with graying hair and a weathered face. Yusuf felt a strange pull to sit beside him. "Excuse me," Yusuf said cautiously, "is everything okay?" The man looked up, startled at first, but then smiled faintly. I'm just reflecting on life, he said. It's funny, isn't it? How we plan everything so carefully, only to find that life has its own plans for us. Yusuf nodded, feeling an unexpected connection with the stranger. Yeah, I've been feeling the same way lately. Everything I thought I wanted seems so far away. The man chuckled softly. You know, when I was your age, I had big plans too. I thought I would be successful in ways that the world would recognize. But as time passed, I realized something. True success isn't about what we achieve in this world. It's about our relationship with Allah and the peace we find in His plan for us. Yusuf listened intently, feeling as if this encounter was meant to happen. The stranger's words resonated deeply with him, and he felt a sense of relief wash over him. Maybe this is what I've been missing, he thought. Maybe true happiness comes from accepting what Allah has written for me, not from what I want to achieve. As Yusuf continued on his journey, he learned an invaluable lesson. Life's challenges are not roadblocks. They are stepping stones. When things don't go according to plan, it's not the end of the road. It's simply a reminder that there is a bigger plan in motion, one that is guided by Allah's wisdom and mercy. Gratitude became Yusuf's anchor. No matter how difficult the situation, he reminded himself that he was in a better position than so many others. Allah had blessed him with countless gifts: his health, his family, his faith, and these were the things that mattered most. When he focused on what he had, rather than what he lacked, his heart found peace. My dear friends, if your life isn't going the way you planned, take a moment to pause and reflect. Life will always throw challenges your way, but those challenges are not meant to break you. They are meant to strengthen you, to purify your soul, and to bring you closer to Allah. Turn to Allah. He knows what is best for you, even when you don't understand why things are happening the way they are. Be grateful for the blessings you have, and trust in His plan. Remember, the road to happiness doesn't lie in what you achieve. It lies in how you embrace your faith, your gratitude, and your trust in Allah. Allah's plan is always greater than anything you could have ever imagined. If this story resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to True Sparks for more inspiring stories that will help you reflect and grow.